Hi guys, Deb Acker here, back with another video. And the title of today's video is What to Do When Life Feels Hard. So first and foremost, if you found your way to this channel and found your way to this video, I just want you to know I am so grateful you are here. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to support you with this video series. If you are new to my work, I'm an intuitive coach and I work mainly with women to help them to heal their past, heal their childhood patterns, specifically around abandonment and the abandonment that can show up when we have physically and or emotionally unavailable parents. And if you grew up with either a physically and or emotionally unavailable parent or parents, likely life felt kind of hard, right? And what happens so much during our childhood, and a lot of times this is not talked about, but so much during our childhood, basically we are saturating in our environments, right? And we're just taking on that energy in our environments, those emotions that are in our environments, and until those are brought to the surface, they can be a magnetizer for our present day reality. So if right now you are feeling that life is hard, I totally get it. And understand that a good portion of why that is likely because of something that you experienced in childhood that now is just coming to the surface to be healed, to be shifted, but understandably it's just coming to the surface, obviously, with everything that's going on in our world. So when you are feeling that life is hard, what do you do with this? First and foremost, it's so important, when the energy, when the emotion comes up, even if it's just for 30 seconds or a minute, just to give yourself the space to actually allow yourself to feel what is occurring, right? So, in this situation, you might be feeling it's like, oh, life is so hard, like I'm so stressed out, whatever your experience is. A lot of times what I always recommend to get into the feeling of it is even just to say it out loud. So, you close your eyes, you say it out loud and get as present with it as possible. And again, doing this for 30 seconds, for a minute, if you can do it for longer, I definitely encourage that. You want to do it until it feels light, right? Until it feels like it holds no charge. But understand, if you're new to this, you're just doing this one step at a time, right? And even doing it for 30 seconds starts to create a shift. And know that the longer that you do this and the more you're willing to do this, it's going to keep releasing until one day that's not going to be your experience anymore. So that's first and foremost. If you want to dive deeper into feeling your feelings, I do have a video in this series specifically on how to feel your feelings. But that's step number one. Now, step number two is to really find proof of the opposite in your life. So yes, life might be hard right now, but where is life not so hard, right? Is it that you just happen to, you have a roof over your head, right? You have good health, right? You are still working. A lot of people are out of work right now. So it's important to find proof of the opposite, because obviously we get life is hard right now for so many. And it's important to honor that, but then it's also important to find, okay, there are some areas of my life where life is working for me. And again, whether that's around your health, whether you have a great relationship, a really supportive relationship, whether, again, that's around, you have a roof over your head or you have food on the table, right? And, or, really anything that's happening in your life, that's so, so, so important. Also with this, can you take one small action step to make your life easier? So, the first part of this with the feeling your feelings, that's bringing forth the part of us that's just upset about what's happening. And first and foremost, you got to honor what's happening, but then being willing and being able and choosing to tell the universe, source, God, however you define it, to say it like, I want my life to be easier. And then you being willing to take that first action step, right? To take one small step that says, I want my life to be easier, and I'm going to take one small step towards that. The universe will meet you there and then some, right? So just being willing to do that. So some examples, right? You might decide to go to bed a half an hour earlier or get up a half an hour earlier because you find yourself, you're always rushing and it makes life feel hard, right? Or you get up a half an hour earlier to really set your state, right? So that can be a great way to, again, just to start to create a little bit of ease in your life, right? Maybe you get your coffee ready ahead of time at night, right? Or you get whatever you need to do ready for yourself, in the evening, so then in the morning it's all set to go. So those are just a few examples, but again, you choosing it first is telling the universe, I want this, and then the universe will reward you and step up tenfold. And the other thing that I really really love, that's one of my favorite things, is just being willing to find the simplicities in life, right? There's so many lovely, beautiful moments that if we can just allow ourselves to really connect with those and find those and see them, life starts to become, we start to realize life has our back, right? We start to realize that we are way more supported than we could ever dreamed of, right? And some examples of that, could be like when you're driving, right? Noticing the trees or the sky, maybe there's something cool, like a cool cloud in the sky, right? Maybe it's just, really getting present with your morning coffee, right? And just sitting or getting present in a conversation with your partner and or a friend of yours, right? And being like, oh my God, this is such a special time. Or maybe it's just the environment you've created for yourself in your home, right? And just really loving your environment, right? So being willing to tap into that is such an important piece. And again, that's gonna start to create a ripple effect to help you to make life feel easier. So that is today's video. If you are enjoying this series, go ahead and subscribe below. It is always my goal for these series to give you new awarenesses, new tools, new practices, new exercises that are going to help create life transforming shifts. And of course, if you want to take this work deeper, there are several ways that we can do that below. So you can check out, there's a bunch of links below. So thanks so much for being here. And until next time, have a great rest of your day. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon.